Friends, now today we are going to discuss about spherical indicatrix. Uh, the locus of a point whose position vector is the unit tangent t to the curve gamma is called spherical indicatrix of the tangent to gamma. Now let us look at what is the properties of spherical indicatrix. Let O be the center of the unit sphere, and let us draw through O the unit tangent vector of different point of gamma in the positive direction of the tangent. Then we will look at the curve traced on the unit sphere by the extremities of these unit tangent through O is the spherical indicatrix of the tangent to the curve gamma. The tangent to the indicatrix of the tangent to gamma is parallel to the principal normal at the corresponding point of gamma. Now let us prove it. Okay, from the definition of spherical indicatrix of the tangent to gamma, we may write R1 is equal to T. This is the basic definition of spherical indicatrix. Okay, and you know okay, what is the R1, what is the meaning of R1. Differentiating the above equation with respect to S, we may be in position to write dr1 by ds1 into ds1 by ds is equal to dt by ds, and this is equal to kn because r1 is equal to t. Since we know that dr by ds1 is t1 and we have t1 dot ds1 by ds is equal to kn, as we know from the previous lecture, which proves that t1 is parallel to n. So this is very simple geometrical interpretation, and we know that from here we can say okay, t1 is parallel to n. Hence, if we take t1 is equal to n, then we can write k is equal to ds1 by ds. Now let us look the theorem. Already this theorem, the similar theorem has been already discussed, but the same theorem in a spherical indicatrix, how it looks. Let us look this theorem. The curvature k1 and torsion tau 1 of the indicatrix of the tangent to gamma are given by expressed by k1 square is equal to k square plus tau square by k square, and tau 1 is equal to k tau dash minus k dash tau divided by k times k square plus tau square. Now for the proof purpose, we will use the property number 2, and according to that t1 is equal to n and k is equal to ds1 by ds. Let us suppose this is equation number 1. Now differentiating this equation with respect to s, we may be in position to write dt1 by ds1 dot ds1 by ds is equal to dn by ds is equal to tau b minus kt, and using k we have k1 and 1k is equal to tau b minus kt. Taking dot product with itself on both sides of equation 2, we may be in position to write k1 square is equal to k square plus tau square by k square. To find torsion, we must get b1 and then we find db1 by ds1. Taking cross product of 1 and 2, we may be in position to write this expression kk1 b1 is equal to tau b plus kb, that is equation number 3, and differentiating equation 3 with respect to s, we may be in position to write this expression kk1 db1 by ds1 dot ds1 by ds plus b1 into d by ds of kk1 is equal to tau dash b t plus tau kn plus k dash p plus k times minus tau n. And hence, on simplification, we may be in position to write minus k square k1 tau 1, just check it, n1 plus b1 d by ds of kk1 is equal to tau dash t plus k dash b. Now taking dot product of 2 and 4, we obtain the relation tau 1 is equal to, on simplification of this, tau 1 is equal to k tau dash minus k dash tau divided by k into k square plus tau square. Here I want to give two examples of the Bertrand curve, and I wish the student should try their best first, and then I will provide the solution in a separate PPT. Prove the following: when tau is equal to 0, then every curve has infinity of Bertrand mates. And when tau is not 0 and alpha is pi by 2, then Bertrand mates are curve of constant curvature, and each of the curves gamma and gamma dash, gamma 1 is the locus of the centers of curvature of the other curve. When k and tau are constant, then there are an infinite number of Bertrand associates. Find the Bertrand associate of circular helix. So I want these two examples. You should try your best.